Egoistic people are difficult for one simple reason. They don't see you. They see your usefulness, your attention, your reactions, your loyalty, your silence, your value, only when it benefits them. To them, relationships are not connections. They're resources. And the terrifying part is, you often don't realize you're being used until something inside you feels drained. You feel smaller, more doubtful, less certain of who you were before they entered your life. Egoistic people don't always explode with arrogance. Sometimes they're charming, funny, impressive, magnetic, and that makes their psychology even harder to see clearly. Their world revolves around one gravitational center, themselves, and everyone else becomes a satellite forced into orbit. The first sign appears subtly. Your needs begin to feel inconvenient. You stop sharing your struggles because they always redirect the conversation back to themselves. You stop expressing your boundaries because you're being dramatic. You stop expecting empathy because there is none. Egoistic personalities drain emotional space like a vacuum. They're experts at expanding their presence and shrinking yours. Psychologists call this self-serving cognition, a mental filter that makes everything about their advantage. If they succeed, it's because they're brilliant. If they fail, it's because someone sabotaged them. If they hurt you, it's because you're too sensitive. If you hurt them, it's unforgivable. In their world, they are always the main character. Everyone else is supporting cast. But here's the trap most victims fall into. You start believing you can fix them. You think if you're patient enough, gentle enough, kind enough, loyal enough, they will eventually understand you. They won't. Not because they're evil, but because they are psychologically wired to prioritize themselves above everything. Their empathy is shallow. Their memory is selective. Their guilt is temporary. And their attention shifts the moment your usefulness fades. But you're not powerless. There are strategies, psychological ones, that can protect you from their orbit without turning you into someone cold. The first strategy is detachment. Not emotional withdrawal, but internal distance. You stop offering free emotional labor. You stop trying to convince them. You stop explaining your worth. You stop participating in their narrative. Because egoistic people cannot manipulate what they cannot access. The second strategy is neutral boundaries. You don't attack, you don't justify, you don't apologize unnecessarily. You simply say, "So I'm not available for that. I'm not comfortable with this. That doesn't work for me." Short, calm, non-reactive. Egoistic people feed on reactions, positive or negative. Silence and neutrality weaken their impact more than confrontation ever will. The third strategy is pattern recognition. Egoistic personalities repeat the same cycles. Grandiosity, control, dismissal, neediness, denial, praise, neglect. Once you see the loop, you stop being confused by it. Confusion is their weapon. Clarity is yours. The fourth strategy is identity repair. Time spent around ego-driven people slowly dissolves your sense of self. You begin reconnecting to who you were before them. Your values, your voice, your preferences, your goals. Because egoistic people manipulate by making you feel replaceable. The cure is remembering you're not. And finally, the most important strategy. Know when to leave the orbit entirely. Some personalities don't change. Some mindsets don't grow. Some people only pull you deeper into a story where you're never the main character. Walking away isn't weakness. It's psychological self-defense. If you grew up around egoistic personalities, you're more likely to tolerate them as an adult. But awareness breaks the chain. You are not responsible for shrinking yourself so someone else can feel bigger. You don't have to sacrifice your needs to protect someone else's ego. And you don't have to stay in environments where empathy goes to die. At the end of the day, the real question isn't, why are they like this? It's, how much of yourself are you willing to lose trying to understand them?